Hi there, and welcome to the Learning C++ video tutorials. I'm Joseph Kalash, and I will be teaching you the art of programming using the C++ language. This video and the upcoming tutorials are a follow-up on the Learning C++ application for iOS devices available to download for free on the App Store. The link is in the description. If you do not have the application, go ahead and download it. Okay. These video tutorials are aimed primarily at beginning-level programmers, including those who have little to no prior programming experience. If you're an intermediate-level programmer, you will also find plenty of tips and tricks that may be of use in improving your programming skills. Also, these tutorials are broken down into chapters, each one containing a number of related subtopics. Each subtopic will have its own video tutorial you can watch. There is no suggested amount of time that you should spend with a certain lesson. Progress through material that is at a pace that is comfortable for you. Since the concepts from each chapter tend to build on the previous ones, it is a good idea to ensure you generally understand each section before you move on. Before we get started, let me hit on a couple of goals for this app. The first goal is to cover programming topics as well as C++. Traditional textbooks do a pretty good job of teaching the basics of a given programming language, but they often do not cover relevant programming topics that are incidental to the language. For example, books will omit sections on programming style, common pitfalls, debugging, good-bad programming practices, and testing. Consequently, by the time you finish the book, you understand how to program in the language, but you have a ton of bad habits that will come back to bite you later. One of the goals of these tutorials is to make sure that all of these incidental topics are covered along the way in the sections where it actually makes sense to discuss them. The second goal is to provide a lot of examples. Most people learn as much or more from following the examples as they do from reading the text. It is often the case that the text will describe the theory of something, but the examples will show how to apply it. I will try to provide plenty of clear, concise examples to ensure that you are able to apply the concepts you're learning. So, the third goal is to provide practice programs. Unlike riding a bicycle, programming topics will fade from memory if not practiced. I strongly encourage you to not only read the examples, but compile and run them to see the result. If you're unsure how they work, use a debugger to walk through them. That thing will be covered in the appendix, but also, you can learn a lot by modifying the examples and recompiling them to see what happens. However, the best way to learn is to write your own program using the concepts that you've learned. To encourage you to practice, the end of a couple of sections will contain some exercises that you can attempt to answer on your own along with solutions. You can compare your solution against mine to see what I did differently, or if you get stuck, how I solved the problem. Then you can go back and refocus on the areas you need more work on. Most importantly, have fun. Programming can be a lot of fun, and if you're not having fun, you're not in the right mindset to be programming. Tired, unhappy programmers make mistakes, and debugging code tends to take much longer than writing it correctly in the first place. So often you can save yourself some time by going to bed, getting a good night's sleep, and coming back to your problem in the morning. Tired and unhappy app developers have many of the same problems. Alright, so let's get on with it. If you have any questions on the tutorials or C++ in general, do not hesitate, send me an email. My address is in the description. This is the end of lesson 1 of chapter 0. See you next time.